Should I join the Chamber of Commerce to network with other business owners to help grow my business? Is a question that a lot of new dental practice owners will ask me on occasion. And this is a question that to me seems to be born out of kind of an old-timey generation, a generation maybe before social media, where you would pay to join the club, and this was the best way to meet people, to meet these local business owners. It was like a done-for-you approach, like we're going to make it easy, you just show up to the club, where you pay a little money, and then you sit around at a meeting, you rub elbows, and I hate going to these meetings, and you chat about random happenings with other business owners. The meeting is typically organized according to some agenda of some sort that's been constructed by the chamber board. Meanwhile, you're sitting at your table, you've got your little free drink, your little water that you're sipping on, or your juice, and your free snack, and you're just kind of silently stewing over all the things that you really could be getting done back at the office. Or, you're listening to someone tell a cheesy joke in front of the group while you're kind of saying, okay, it's 7 p.m., I should be home with my kids, that's actually going to be a better use of my time. And I just hate going to these meetings, okay? At least I imagine I hate going to these meetings. Maybe they're awesome, for all I know, okay? Because to be frank, when I opened my startup practice, I did end up joining the Chamber of Commerce. I did pay the membership fee and I joined, but I never actually went to a single meeting. Sorry, Chamber of Commerce. I really did like everyone there. I like all the business owners, but I hated the meetings. They did not work for me, especially ones I have to go to after work. So after the first year, I stopped paying my membership fee, and that was that. But wait, I just said, sorry, I really like all you guys. I like all the business owners. So how did I know all the business owners if I never showed up to the club? Knowing other local small business owners was immensely important. It was like a critical thing for me, especially in the first year or so of my startup practice. And I know a lot of business owners and had a lot of business relationships that I'm very proud of in that community. I would say there's not a shop or a store downtown where I don't walk in and the workers don't know me or the owner doesn't know me at minimum. Many of the local business owners and their staff are now patients of mine that I care for. And when their friends or family or staff are asking around about a local dentist to try because they have a toothache, I'm typically the name that comes up. And with most local business small owners being individuals of, reputation in the community, their endorsement can really go a long way. But I never went to the Chamber of Commerce. So how did I accomplish this? How did I establish strong relationships in the community, strong rapport with the other business owners without ever actually going to any of these Chamber of Commerce meetings? Okay, so I'm going to tell you the system that I use to establish these relationships with other business owners. And maybe it will resonate strongly with you, or maybe you will go to the Chamber of Commerce meetings and you can report back to me and tell me how it is, okay? So this is my system. Hey, these are the steps that I really did. So step one is to actually care, okay? So researching the landscape of your local community is essential. The better you understand your surroundings and the participating parties, the better armed with knowledge and resources that you'll be. I liken this to lifting what I call like the fog of war, for those of you guys who know what that is. You can like Google what is the fog of war, but basically the fog of war is when there's the assumption that there's like this mist, this fog over the terrain or the environment that you're working and operating in. And as long as that fog's there, you're kind of at a disadvantage. And that fog is lifted by having information. So when you have information of the surroundings and the landscape and who's where and who's there, all of a sudden you have the advantages of knowledge, okay? So I had an organized list of every small business in town where I practice. And I structured it by industry type. So food businesses, clothing businesses, service businesses, professional businesses. A big spreadsheet. I mapped it all out. And I made an effort to learn the history of their businesses as well, and a few things about them, a few details about them, so that when I spoke to the owner, or if I walked in to a local coffee shop and I spoke to some of the employees, I would already know a few things about the business, about the company. This was an honest effort to understand and care, and this goes far. So like, do you know if the owner of the ice cream shop just got diagnosed with cancer? Do you know if there is structural damage in the bank's supporting wall and they have to have it repaired? Do you know that the owner of the flower shop also owns another major company in town? I would know these things because I took the time, energy, and effort and cared about what was happening in my community. And this is the community that I am working in and I am here to serve and to grow with. So that's number one. Number one is actually care and really understand that landscape. Take the time to do it. Step two, something that I did with my strategy is what I call spotlight interviews. Okay, so spotlight interviews were a key component to my initial marketing campaign when I opened my practice. Okay, these interviews served both to introduce the new dentist to the community, that was me, and also to put a spotlight on existing local businesses and the great contributions that they were making. So how were these structured? Basically, I sent out emails, social media messages, phone calls stating that I wanted to interview the business owner about something that their business did. So putting the spotlight on them and something that their business did to make people in the community smile. It was called the Make Someone Smile interview series. So see the dental twist with that. And I would have these interviews professionally recorded, and then I would put ad dollars behind them to promote them to the community on social media at no cost to the business owners. And it was a win-win-win. So I would just sit down with these local business owners that, you know, were businesses that are much more interesting to people than the new dentist. And we'd get like a behind the scenes chat, just sit down, and they could talk about positive things that their business was offering and providing the community that would bring smiles to people. Okay, so this was a win-win-win. So first, it's a win for that existing business owner. The current business owners got free promotion and they got to talk about their business. Small business owners are almost always seeking new customers and more exposure. Not all small business owners are social media savvy enough to put something like this together and would love it if you did something like this. The ones that are social media savvy enough to understand the value of this, they would also really love if you did something like this. So that business owner wins. Also, you, the dentist, win, okay? So I got free promotion and an introduction to the community from a trusted source, okay? Trusted source of a long-standing existing business that has been a landmark in the community, okay? This is called social proof. So if Sally has been going to get coffee every morning at the local coffee shop for the past 3 years and sees me sitting down, chatting over coffee at her favorite coffee shop with the owner of her favorite coffee shop, she will take an interest, because she already likes the coffee shop and coffee. And now there's that positive association. So if the owner of her favorite coffee shop seems to like me, then maybe I'm kind of cool, maybe I'm all right. And maybe she'll look in the mirror and see some coffee stains on her teeth. And if that happens, which dentist do you think she will think of first when she wants to change something with her teeth? Okay, so win number 3, the patient wins. So the patient does not care about the new dentist in town. Sorry, guys, not at all. They don't want to see your dental tooth video or a virtual tour of your dental office. The dentist is scary and likes to poke around with teeth, and that's weird. Okay, but they love to learn about things that they already like. They like to see behind the scenes at the flower shop that they go to every Mother's Day, to see behind the scenes at the new restaurant that they just tried last week, to meet the owner of the small coffee shop where they just had their first date with their new boyfriend. The patient wins because they tune into local media to see, local social media to see content like this, and you are providing it, okay? And then if you go to my business Facebook page, you'll be able to see some of these sample videos. You can see what I'm talking about. You can actually watch some of my interviews. They're still posted with these local business owners, okay? So step number 3. So step number 1 was actually care and understand your landscape. Step number 2 to the system that I used was doing these spotlight interviews. Step number 3 that I used to kind of network locally with businesses is a joint brand promotion. Okay, and this one's kind of double dipping. So a joint promotion is a venture which draws positive attention to both your business as well as either attention or revenue to the neighboring local business. So the spotlight interviews I discussed prior are definitely an example of this. The examples that I'm going to extrapolate on here are even easier to execute. So if you don't want to get like a professional camera guy to do this for you and have it edited, you can do some easier things, okay? you'll notice that these ideas have a much lower barrier to entry as far as the reality of implementation. So is there a local restaurant that you want to have some joint promo with? Try taking a selfie at the restaurant. Okay, you should probably be formally dressed, like you don't have to be in your white coat because that wouldn't make sense, but be dressed nice in any photo that you take, okay? Like business casual or full-on business. And you just take a selfie at the restaurant, captioning how much you love that local place, and caption support local business. And if you go on my Facebook page too, you'll see an example of when I do this. I'll say support local business, and then I'll put a comment about how I'm a local business owner as well, and then I'll put a link to our website. Okay, so I am leveraging. So like if you see celebrities like Shaquille O'Neal, The Rock, or someone, they're doing like an underwear commercial or something. It's kind of the same thing. It's joint brand promotion. So you see like Shaq doing an underwear commercial or the pizza commercial or whatever he's doing these days. You say, hey, that's Shaq. That makes Shaq more famous. But then you see the pizza, and that makes the pizza more famous, and they're working together. So you're kind of doing the same thing. So if you take a selfie at a restaurant, it makes the restaurant more famous in town. But they're also seeing your face, so that's making you and your business more notable and recognized in town. So it's a win-win on those joint promotions, and it's a very simple thing to do, okay? The most recent one I did was with a local barbershop. I got my beard trimmed there, I took a selfie, I said support local business, and told a brief little story about the great customer service that I received while I was there. Okay. Another idea is a sponsored giveaway with a local business. So how about this for an idea? You could go to a local coffee shop. Let's use that example again. You buy a $200 gift card or so, and you tell the manager to use the gift card to pay for one drink per person until the gift card runs out. When the customer gets the drink, have the staff include a little pre-printed card from your office that says something like, enjoy the coffee, this one is on us, from your dental office. If they hadn't heard of your office before, they have now. Brand building, not marketing. We can talk more about the difference between those two things later. Okay, so step 4 is gifts. So number 1 was caring and learning your landscape, learning your environment. Step 2 was spotlight interviews. Step 3 was joint promotional ventures. Step 4 is gifts. All right, you guys know this one. Your specialist does it, and so should you. We all get gift baskets, cookies, donuts, mountains of treats from the local orthodontist and endodontist trying to garner our referrals. So do the same with local businesses. Is it Thanksgiving season? Bring them a beautiful pie and put a bow on top. Give it to the receptionist and say it's for the staff to enjoy, and include a handwritten note from you, the doctor. Could you do that? I did. Whatever the occasion, you want to bring the gift, usually a treat for the staff, in the morning so that they have all day to talk about it and enjoy it. Come on, your orthodontist already does this. You know how this one works, okay? Kaizen, let's get a little bit better every day. All right, that's the principle of this group. If you like my videos, my content, please invite other dentists and dental students to join the Practice Biopsy mission of becoming a little bit better every day. Bye, guys. Thanks later.